Hello everyone, welcome to Jets Central here on Jets TV. Please comment, rate, subscribe guys, comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Every time there's a comment I always reply, you guys know that. Let's go ahead and get into my week 5 recap. This is my week 5 recap. And sadly I won all 5 of my games this week. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Baltimore 9, KC 6, excuse me. Matt Cassel got knocked out of this game early. He was only 9 for 15, had 92 yards. He had 2 interceptions. Once Matt Cassel got hurt, the fans were kind of cheering, that he had gotten hurt. I guess they really want Brady Quinn to start there in Kansas City. Whatever. Jamal Charles had 140 yards. He had 31 carries. He did decently. But, you know, the Ravens did just enough to win this game. Joe Flacco, 187 yards. He had a touch, he threw an interception. Ray Rice, 17 carries, 102 yards. Just kind of mediocre play by the Baltimore Ravens. I thought they could play better than that, but they just did what it took to get the win. So Baltimore wins the game, and I got a win as well. Philly 14, Pittsburgh 16. Everyone was raving in this game. Michael Vick went 20 for 30, 175 yards, 2 TDs. People were going, oh, he didn't throw an interception. He didn't throw an interception. Go Michael Vick. No, he didn't throw an interception, but he had 3 fumbles. My God, I keep saying the same thing every week with Philadelphia. Hey, stop turning the ball over and you guys will win more games. Hey, stop turning the ball over. You'll have an easier time winning games. You cannot win games in this league turning the ball over the way they do. And that was the reason why they lost. Ben Roethlisberger, 22 of 38, 220. He had 1 TD. Rashad Mendenhall also had 13 carries, 68 yards. But the star of the game, honestly, was McCoy. McCoy for the Philadelphia Eagles. He only had 16 carries. He only had 53 yards, but he was converting third downs like nobody's business. And he had guys in the backfield all night long in his face, and he was able to make cuts and move and do things. A lot of people compare McCoy to Barry Sanders. I'm not saying that McCoy's not a good running back. I'm not saying that. This is just my quick analysis on it. I don't think you can compare anyone to Barry Sanders. When I watch Barry, I'm old enough to have watched Barry Sanders actually run the ball. I really cringe when people make, people try to line other running backs up that are playing now or played in the past with Barry Sanders. It really makes me cringe because I just don't think that anyone is better than he was or will ever really come close to him. But McCoy definitely is a Barry Sanders, I guess, like back. He does make a lot of great cutbacks. He does use his feet very well, and he's very agile, and he can start and stop in a second. So again, hats off to Pittsburgh. They got me a win. And Philly stopped turning the ball over. Atlanta 24, Washington 17. I took Atlanta in this game. That got me the win as well. Matt Ryan went off in this game. 34 of 52, 345 yards, 2 TDs. Tony Gonzalez had 13 catches for 123 yards. Julio Jones had 94 yards and a touchdown. I mean, just got the job done. RG3 got knocked out in this game. He needs to really learn how to slide. He tried to get out of bounds, ends up running into 2 defenders, and they blast him, and he's done. He didn't even remember what the score was or what quarter it was, so they took him out. Cousins came in for him, his backup, and had a decent day. He was 5 for 9, 111 yards. He had a TD. He threw 2 crucial interceptions. Santana Moss was able to catch a wide open bomb. I don't know if it was blown coverage on Atlanta's part or what was going on, but he was wide open, catches a bomb, runs it in. That was his only TD a game. He had 2 catches, though, for 80 yards. And Morris, the back in Washington, kind of eked out a decent game. He had 18 carries, 115 yards. He did a decent job that day, but just wasn't enough to take Atlanta. So hats off to Atlanta. You guys got a win. Got me a win as well. San Diego, New Orleans. I took New Orleans in this game. Got me a win. I said they'd get their first win, and they did. Phillip Rivers, 354 yards, 2 TDs. He threw an interception. Ryan Matthews had 80 yards. He had a TD. Floyd had 5 catches, 108 yards. But Drew Brees went off in this game like I thought he would. 29 of 45. He had 370 yards. He had 4 TDs. Colston had 9 catches for 131 yards. He had 3 TDs. Henderson had 8 catches for 123 yards. He had a TD. I mean, the offense of New Orleans really can put up points on you in a hurry. And that's exactly what they did. So hats off to New Orleans. They got me a win, and they got a win as well. First win of the season. So next game, clearly I want to talk about New York Jets versus Houston. Going into this game, I really didn't think it would be as close as it was. I honestly thought they would beat us by about 3 touchdowns, if not 2 touchdowns. Just looking at their offensive makeup, I thought we would have problems with Owen Daniels, and early in the game we did. First touchdown Houston scored. Owen, I don't know what or how he got wide open, but he got open. He ran like it wasn't even really a crisp route. It was kind of I don't know if it was like a broken wheel route. Cromartie was supposed to be covering Daniels. He got turned around because we all know Cromartie isn't necessarily technically sound at all times in the game. He gets turned around, Owen Daniels wide open touchdown. I mean, it was that simple. And when I saw that, I said, man, we are going to have a bad game. But, you know, shout out to Cromartie because, and this was my defensive player of the game was Antonio Cromartie because he held Andre Johnson for 1 catch for 15 yards. He covered Andre Johnson the rest of the game and nothing got by Antonio Cromartie. And I love the fact that he stepped up and did what needed to be done. So I'm clapping for Antonio Cromartie because he's doing what he needs to do. He also caught an interception in this game as well. On a bomb that was going to Andre Johnson, and Schaub thought he was open, but he wasn't. Matt Schaub had a decent day, 14 to 28, 209 throwing the ball. He had a TD as well. Foster had 93 yards by the half. Our run defense is just sad. I mean, Arian Foster, again, 93 yards at the half off of 7 carries. He had a 50-yard break on us because we didn't line up right. Couldn't make tackles on him. You know, it was just a sad day for our run defense. We really did give up some yards. But Arian Foster had 152 yards total. He had a TD as well. Outside of that, our offensive production was just piss poor. Our offensive players, you know, we didn't have any of our real starters. Antonio Holmes is gone for the season. Stephen Hill was not playing in that game. So we basically had Jason Hill, Chaz Schillings. Oh, Jeremy Curley was out there as well. And Dustin Keller was gone, and we had Cumberland starting. So Cumberland caught a TD in this game. Mark was throwing the ball decently. He went 14 to 31. He had 230 yards. He had a TD. He had 2 bad interceptions. One was tipped by J.J. Watt, which I have no clue how you don't get your hands on that man because we all know he tips passes. Punch him in the stomach. It's that simple. He hops up, you punch him in the stomach. I mean, this is football. We all know what's up. We all know J.J. Watt and his history. And another one was thrown directly to Cumberland. Cumberland, I mean, it hit him directly in the hands. He tips it up and boom, picked off interception, which ended our drive that we were trying to make to come back. Jeremy Curley, 5 catches, 94 yards. I mean, he did a decent job. But as far as us losing this game, I really kind of laid a hat on the fact that we make a lot of stupid play calls. For instance, Joe McKnight runs a 100-yard kickoff back to open up the half. We're only down by a touchdown at that point. We're only down by a touchdown. Okay? Actually, we're only down by 6 points. So all we really need is to score and, you know, boom, we're back in the game. It's the 3rd quarter. There's no thirst. We don't need to rush. What do we do after Joe McKnight returns a 100-yard kickoff? We try an onside kick. We lose the onside kick, and it puts the Houston Texans on the 50-yard line. I think that was the dumbest call I've ever seen us make. The dumbest call. I mean, outside of the fact that almost damn near all game, we couldn't get plays in. We were running down on the play clock to the last couple seconds. A lot of guys didn't know a lot of the plays, you could tell. Chaz Schillings ran about 2 wrong routes. Nick Mangold went out a little early with an injury. We brought in Vladimir Dukas, who everyone knows that I think Vladimir Dukas is our worst offensive lineman ever. He comes in, the very first play he lines up, he gets a false start penalty. He has no clue what the snap count is. I mean, so just a lot of really stupid plays and a lot of really stupid calls. And you know, like I said, I didn't think this game would be close, but the fact that we were in the game and we couldn't convert plays to just, you know, get a win just really burns me up inside. But, you know, we were highly competitive. We didn't have many of our starters. And, you know, I was just excited at the fact that we competed at a high level. We didn't come out and do what we did against San Francisco and just lay down. So hats off to the Houston Texans. They got themselves a win, and that got me a win as well. So I don't know what to say about this game. Just really gets on my nerves. But thank you guys for watching. Please be looking out for my Week 5 picks video. It'll be up soon. So thanks a lot, guys. Peace out. Please comment, rate, subscribe again. Peace.